And we're live with another episode of the Summer Sessions. Welcome back in, guys. Happy Monday. Hopefully you had an awesome weekend and were able to do some stuff that made you happy and get a little mental reset. I know I did, but the New York Knicks play basketball today, ladies and gentlemen. And I may just be the luckiest man alive, as I have been invited to go to the first NBA Finals game in Madison Square Garden since the 1990s. So I will be in attendance tonight at the game. I'm so unbelievably stoked. The people that invited me bought the tickets last round during the Eastern Conference Final before it was even over, and were like, yo, just so you know, I already got the tickets. Like, you need to go. And I was like, yeah, I'm there. Well, 100%. They're like, would you and like your dad want to go? I was like, I mean, without question. I was like, if you need me to, I got, you have an IOU for the rest of your life, brother, for that invite. So I'm going to be in the stadium tonight. I'm so stoked. We're going to get to some picks for the game later on that I'm going to absolutely nuclear whale because I'm going to be boots on ground. But how about that game too? I was sitting there in the bar with my buddy down the shore, and we're watching the game, and, you know, the fourth quarter, the Knicks decided to go, you know, we're just going to not play basketball at all. We're just going to actually stop scoring the ball, and we're just going to let the Spurs go on like a 19-0 run. I think that's our game plan. That's a good game plan. And I'm sitting there going to my buddy, every 5 seconds, it probably got so annoying in that fourth quarter because it went from the highs and lows. We're in a bar where everyone's rooting for the Knicks, right? We're down the Jersey Shore. In that third quarter, the Knicks are just spanking them. And it's like, roof comes off, deuce three, bang it, Mikal Bridges, bang. Like, everything in the bar is going crazy, and that fourth quarter started. And it started going awry. And as it went awry, the bar got quieter and quieter and quieter and quieter. And I'm sitting there next to my buddy. I'm going, dude, like, if they lose, we're leaving. And I kept saying it every 5 seconds. If they lose, we're leaving. 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 And, you know, I give him a lot of credit. He didn't get frustrated or tell me to shut up, but he was just sitting there like, this is not good. This is not good. And you could feel the whole bar was feeling like, oh, my God, this is not good. This is not good. Then the Spurs took the lead. Then the Knicks took the lead back. Then the Spurs took the lead. And the worst part is you're sitting there going, okay, Jalen Brunson can't hit the broadside of a barn right now. Like, at one point in that fourth quarter, it was like Jalen Brunson just could not find his rhythm, which is scary as a Knicks fan when you're watching that game, because when things start going unwell and they start going against you and you go through droughts, the first thing you say as a fan, I said it to my buddy multiple times, I was like, Brunson needs to get something going. Like, Jalen needs to take over this fourth quarter right now, or we're losing this game by 5-10 points. Hits that incredible step back jumper, then OG Anunoby gets fouled, knocks down all 3 free throws. And when Wemby came down the floor, all I kept saying out loud was, not like this, not like this, not like this, not like this. And the DJ during the third quarter and the beginning of the fourth was playing music over the game. And then as it got really close, you could tell he started turning the volume down. And on that last possession, completely silent bar. They couldn't have the audio on the TVs for whatever reason, but the music was like completely done. And so I'm just screaming at the top of my lungs, not like this, not like this. Wemby gets to the elbow, stops, pulls up, and I just put my arm out. I grabbed my buddy. I was like, not like this. The shot felt like it took 3 hours. Ding. Oh! And then the DJ put on the "It's Up to You, New York," and then it went into the Jay-Z New York song, and it was just like, oh my, it's the best night ever. We were slugging drinks. Everyone was celebrating. Everyone had like Knicks jerseys on. Everyone was giving each other hugs. It was like one of the coolest environments to be in. But we've got Game 3 tonight of the NBA Finals. I'm going to be in attendance. Mr. Donald Trump will also be in attendance, I guess, as well. People are pretty upset about that. So, you know, whatever it is, we got a game to win. And I love what OG Anunoby said. He was just like, he's just going to be there rooting on the team, so we can't change anything. We just got to go. And it's like, all right, yeah, let's go. Now we go. Game 3 NBA Finals. You have to protect your house if you're the Knicks. I do feel like there is, and I'm just going to put it out there so it's out there, but I'm not putting it out there in terms of like a jinx spot. I do think that there is an air of the energy might be too high. Like I like when you play sports and the energy is too high and you're overly excited and there's too much going on, sometimes it can be really hard to kind of like focus and lock in. And I think that's what we saw happen to the Spurs in Game 1 of this series in San Antonio. But you're going back home to a city that has been deprived and craving basketball success for 3 decades, 2 decades almost. hasn't won a championship since the 50s, 60s. And I think you're sitting there going, this is going to be one of the best atmospheres and energies in all of sports. A New York Knicks home finals game with a 2-0 lead in the Garden, in the city, Celebrity Row packed. I don't think there's going to be a better environment ever in the history of sport than there will be in tonight's game. And I think just because it means so much, like what the Knicks mean to New York City, I like can't even begin to comprehend it, to be totally honest with you. But as a Jets fan, I've never really gotten to see like that success in terms of like what it would mean to the city. I wasn't really a Giants fan, so when they won, it was kind of like ugh, and I was like too young. I was like gross, gross, gross. But now you're looking down the barrel of the Knicks could potentially take a 3-0 lead tonight, and potentially if they do that, end the series in the Garden in New York. And first, I just feel like as a fan, you got to sit here and take this in, man. Like, there's not many times in sport where you get a matchup this great, where it's Victor Wembanyama, it's Jalen Brunson. There's not many times in sport where you get a story that's as awesome as Jalen Brunson playing with his college teammates. And I just feel like something I've been trying to do as well, and it's something I'm trying to apply to my entire life, is just kind of like take these moments in and like enjoy the moments and enjoy like the run that this playoffs has been. Like, 2 straight sweeps, 3 straight against Atlanta. Now you're in the NBA Finals, 2 straight in San Antonio. Like, just enjoying these moments and drinking and everything on social media. And, like, my thumb is sore from liking all the Knicks posts on Twitter. Every time I see one, I just throw a like. It doesn't even matter what it says. But I think I struggle with that in my personal life as well, this idea of just, like, enjoying the moments and enjoying the ride. And I've really tried to make a conscious effort to enjoy this ride that the New York Knicks are taking us on as a fan base. And, just couldn't be more stoked on Jalen Brunson as the face and captain of this team and everything that he represents. And, I don't know if you guys saw, I posted on Twitter this edit of Karl Anthony Towns talking about his mom. I almost broke down in tears in my bed. I was like a little hungover, opened up TikTok, got just assaulted by a Karl Anthony Towns sad TikTok. And, the transformation that Karl has made in this NBA Finals after kind of getting the brunt of, I would say, the negativity in terms of you got to stay out of foul trouble. You're making too many mistakes. He's playing lazy. And to show up the way he has in Game 1 and 2 of the NBA Finals and play like the NBA Finals MVP that he's playing like right now has just been a joy to watch, man. As a Karl Anthony Towns truther for the past year and a half, to watch him now finally be on the biggest stage and telling Wemby he can't fuck with me and playing defense and knocking down shots and like being the engine that's keeping this team going in this NBA Finals when Jalen Brunson can't find a rhythm, build him a statue. I don't know if there's enough materials and space around Madison Square Garden for a statue of this team, but I feel like every guy needs like Landry, Jalen, Karl, OG, Mikhail, Alvarado. Like, I want them all, Joshua, I want them all to have statues outside of the Garden, man. Like, this is going to be, if they can pull it off, and it's one game at a time, up 2-0, what's the matter? You're not smiling. Well, job's not finished. Job look finished? I don't think so. Job's not finished. We're only up 2-0. But Game 3, I do think the energy is going to be high. I do think the stakes are going to be even higher for those guys. And I do think there's an air of just play your game, man. The Knicks are clearly the better basketball team. I don't know how you can watch the first 2 games and believe and understand what the Spurs have been saying in terms of they think they're the better team. They think they gave those 2 games away. I think the Spurs are just getting outcoached and outplayed by the better team. And I'm sitting here looking at a 2.5-point spread going, I've taken the Knicks at plus 150. I've taken the Knicks at plus 160. I've taken them at plus 5.5. I've taken them at plus 6.5. There is literally nothing stopping me from taking a short money line at home as a favorite. Like, this is the Garden. Protect your house. And if there's one thing that the Knicks have done really, really well, it's protect their house and put their foot down when they need to. And this, again, it doesn't feel like a disrespectful spread because I don't think you can make it much more than minus 2.5. The fact that the Spurs are minus 5.5 at home and the Knicks are only 2.5, like, I don't understand what the books are seeing. But I absolutely love the Knicks money line tonight. I love the minus 2.5. I just think the Knicks are a better basketball team, and the way that the Knicks are playing right now, they're so together, and they're it reminds me of that Celtics championship run with Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Rondo, Garnett, and all those guys. Like, every time you listen to a press conference from that team or you watch that team, they just looked like a family. And I think this Knicks team is exuding that energy to the maximum. Like, every single interview, every single time a guy hits the deck, every single time someone's doing something wrong, like, it just feels like you're watching a big family of brothers fight for each other. And I think that is the hardest thing to beat. It doesn't even come down to the basketball. It just comes down to they're so together. And like we've talked about this entire playoff run and even the regular season, this Knicks team just never says die. And I think that's what I love about them. They'll be down 15-20 playing their hearts out. Like, they don't mind getting punched in the face because they know that they're going to get their shots in as well. And, you know, when you look at a game 3, this is the game where you have to kind of assert yourself. And you have to come home. You have to protect your house in front of your fans that have been living and dying with you all year long. And I love this spot, -2.5, short money line. Like, I want everything to do with it. I wouldn't be shocked if this game went over. This would maybe be the first game that I would take the over for, because I do think there's an air of this Spurs team is psycho enough that they're going to love how hostile the Garden's going to be, and they're going to play up to that. And I think this is going to be a close game. I don't think the Knicks are going to blow them out. I think the energy is going to be a little bit too high for the Knicks, and I do think the Spurs are going to love playing in a hostile environment like this, because I think when it gets overly hostile like it will be in New York with how loud it is, it almost makes you play a little bit better because you're like, dude, fuck these guys, you know? So I think this game could go over. I love the Knicks. I love the spread. I'm also like, I have to do it. I'm going to be boots on ground. My ass is going to be in seats in the Garden tonight. I have to take Jalen Brunson 25+. I put a whale on that. Because if I'm going to an NBA Finals game in the Garden and Jalen Brunson isn't dropping 25 points, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? I'm taking Brunson 25+. I took OG 15+ points as well for a nuclear whale. I did take Mikal Bridges points. I like Mikal Bridges threes at plus chicken. But my two favorite plays of the entire game are Jalen Brunson 25+ and OG Anunoby 15+ points. Like, those are the two. I'm walking in that building. I need to get those through the hoop, as well as Knicks money line. Obviously, that's what we're rooting for the most. But in terms of the gambling brain, Jalen 25 and OG 15 are like, I can't stress the nuclearity of the whale that's being placed on those two props. Just because whenever Jalen gets back home, there's just a feeling of comfort for him. It feels like when you watch him, obviously every guy that plays at home, but he knows that he's the king of that Garden, and he does such a good job of having his best games at home in front of that fan base. And when you're in game 3 of the finals and everyone's kind of talking about how not great of a finals you've had in terms of getting to your spots and making your shots, and now you get to come home and kind of shut everyone up and be like, okay, well, now I'm on my own floor in front of my own people, and I'm gonna show you why I'm Jalen Brunson, why I should be a league MVP, why this Knicks team is even in the NBA Finals. I'm gonna show every ounce of that. So I love that spot for him. I also think like 30+ is a good shout if you want a little plus chicken shot as well. And then OG Anunoby's like a bottle of wine, man. He's getting better game over game. Time and healing that injury is only improving how well OG Anunoby's playing, and I just think he's going to have an unbelievable game. I don't think the Spurs have an answer for him for how good of a two-way, how big he is, and how much he can stretch the floor with how good of a shooter he is and how good of a slasher he is. Like, it's really hard to game plan for an OG Anunoby when he's having a night, and you're back in the Garden have a night, dude. Jose Alvarado over 2.5 points as well is what I'm going to sprinkle on just for the vibes, because if he hits a 3 in the Garden, I think the roof might come off. More than if Brunson hits a 3 or if Bridges hits a 3. If Jose Alvarado checks in the game and wets a 3, I wouldn't be shocked if the roof came off of the goddamn Garden. But those would be my plays for the game. I absolutely love every single one of those. I'm going to have a decent amount of money on all of them. So if you're betting on the game, that's what I would do. I'm so stoked that I'm going. I'm a little nervous about how we're going to get home and get out of the Garden, because I think it's going to be a little bit of a shit show. And by a little bit, I mean it might be World War III outside that Garden if the Knicks win. But I'm so stoked. I think it's going to be one of the best games of the entire year. I'm not even going to worry about other wagers today, guys. Also, because I am going to the game, there probably will not be a show Tuesday morning and potentially not Wednesday, because I might also be traveling again for a wedding. But, you know, stay tuned. Keep it posted. In terms of weekend recap, the PLL just took everything from me, so we're going to have to get our lick back next weekend. I was already looking at the games for next weekend for the PLL. For those of you who don't know, that's the Premier Lacrosse League. But I'm here to get my lick back. I got news for you. Next weekend, I'm getting my lick back on the goddamn PLL. In terms of other wagers for today, if you really wanted to bet on baseball, I haven't really been that nails at baseball. The only reason I've been hitting in baseball is because I just take the Dodgers. But for tomorrow's Stanley Cup, since there won't be a show, I'm taking that over. I've taken the over every game, so I'm not going to stop now, especially now that, like, It's gone over 3 games in a row. I'm not going to stop now. I need to stay the course over 5.5. We have to do it. In terms of baseball today, if you wanted to bet on it, I like that over in the Red Sox Rays game. Both those pitchers are kind of moose magoose. The Yankees at plus chicken feels a little disrespectful. With Sanchez on the bump for the Phillies, I don't mind the Phillies minus 1.5 at minus 108 just for and listen, guys, for baseball, it's all sprinkles, man, because anything can happen on every given night in the MLB, so there's really no need to nuke stuff. But I don't hate those as like little sprinkle spots, if that makes sense. Some sprinkle spots. Also, you do have to, in fact, shut the fuck up and take the Indiana Fever. The Commissioner's Cup is back, and for whatever reason, the Fever just rock in the Commissioner's Cup. So I'm taking the Fever minus 4.5, and I will. She's been playing horrifically lately. Thorns and Roses, hashtag transparency, hashtag thank you, Mikey, for being transparent. Caitlin Clark has been playing like moose shit lately. That doesn't mean that I won't be taking her points again today. So I will be taking Caitlin Clark points in threes because in the Commissioner's Cup, she does bust. So you can shut the fuck up, take the Fever. My World Cup winner will be coming out today, guys. Couldn't be more stoked. Or will be coming out this week. Sorry, I'm filming today. It'll be coming out this week. I'm so stoked to let you guys know who I'm taking because I think this is the year for the gentleman that I'm going to pick. But I don't really want to get too much into other stuff because the NBA Finals are here and, we're only going to get a couple more games of this series, hopefully only 2 more games. So I don't really want to waste too much time talking about other stuff because we're going to have a whole summer of other stuff to talk about. But let's go Knicks. Dial it in. A little bit of Mikey Core. I took some time this weekend with my buddies to really just take a deep breath. I feel like too much in life we worry. And then next thing you know, you blink and you're 75 on the back end of things, wondering why you worried so much when you were younger. And I really took this weekend to just breathe and relax and hang out with my buddies and stop worrying about the things that I worry about every single day and stop thinking about the things that I think about every single day that ruin most of my days. And it was awesome. It was awesome. Just kind of sitting there and being able to take that deep breath and consciously in these moments remove that worry from yourself and understand that the things that are plaguing you and the things that you're worried about will get figured out. You've made it this far and you're only going to make it farther, right? And I just think that idea of I've made it through everything that I've worried about before this point, so there's no point in ruining a day surrounded by the people that I love hanging out with worrying about things. And, as always, if you're going through something, I strongly suggest you go to therapy. It's been awesome for me. I love you guys so much. Just keep going, man. I know how hard it can be and I know how hard it can feel to keep going and taking those steps forward, but if we take one step forward every single day, this time next year, we're going to be so much farther along than you can even imagine. Again, I really appreciate all the support on these episodes. I love you guys so much. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It means the world. And just keep going. Just keep going. Use today as proof that you've made it this far, right? You've made it this far. You've made it to another Monday. So just keep crushing it. Just keep killing it. I love you guys so much. We'll see you here hopefully Wednesday, maybe Thursday. I got a crazy travel schedule because I'm going to a wedding, and I'm going to New York tonight, so it's going to be an interesting ones and twos, but I love you guys so much. Have an awesome Monday. You got this. Keep going, and we'll see you here when I see you.